welcome back to my channel. This video was requested, I feel like a couple weeks ago by one of you guys. And I get requests for these videos quite often, so today I figured I would add another video to the beginners series because a lot of you guys come to my channel for these beginner type videos and my tutorial type videos. So today we're going to be doing another one to the series, as you can already tell by the title, how to bond with your horse. A lot of you guys are wanting to get a new horse or have just recently gotten a new horse or are looking to lease a horse. So when you bring a new horse home or when you first purchase your new horse, sometimes you don't want to just get on and ride right away, especially if your horse is still like settling in to your barn or to your house or getting used to their new surroundings. You don't always just want to jump on and ride. And even if you're not a new horse owner and you have your own horses, you just kind of want some new ideas on ways to spend time with them. And it's really good to spend time with your horse doing things other than riding. So here comes my cat. I apologize if he's in the background yelling at me this entire time because that's pretty much all he does. So I came up with about 10 different things that I personally like to do with my horses every once in a while to spend time with them outside of going for a ride. Okay, so the first thing I have is kind of a broad statement, but number one, hanging out with them. I used to do this a lot when I had my horses at my dad's, Sacker and Sugar. Like once or twice a week, I would just go over there to visit them and literally just tie them up either in the barn or outside, and I would just hang out with them while they ate. A lot of times it's usually when they eat. I'd tie a hay net up, I'd put hay on the ground, whatever, give them grain, and then I'd just hang out with them and groom them, obviously clean their feet out, clean out the barn, like muck their stall, groom them, and just like be around them while they eat. And it kind of just makes an enjoyable experience for your horse. Like they're gonna get brought out and pampered a little bit, they get fed, and it's just kind of a relaxing thing to do with them and spend a little bit of time with them, and they also get to enjoy it. So I used to do that a lot with Sacker and Sugar, and that's definitely something I'd recommend doing once in a while, is just going there and not really even working on anything, just hanging out with them. Some people, I follow a lot of Mustang trainers these days, and they will just sit with their horse in a lawn chair while they eat their dinner and just be present with their horse while they're eating. So that's also something you can do. Okay, second, I have taking your horse on walks. So this sounds like a lot more work than it has to be, but taking your horses on walks, especially if you have a new horse, taking them for a walk around the property, seeing all the new areas of the property they haven't seen before, seeing the other horses. You can also take them for a walk down your road, especially if your horse is still getting used to like traffic, or you don't know if your horse is good with traffic or not. You can take them for a walk down the road. Also just for them to see the new scenery. This is really good desensitizing as well for your horse if your horse is a little bit shy or you don't know how they react to new areas very well. Take them out for a walk down the road, a part of the property they've never been on. You can take them down trails if you've got local trails. And it's just something nice to do. It gives your horse a little confidence with you on the ground, and you get to explore together. Third, I have groundwork. Now groundwork doesn't necessarily have to be like your typical lunging, pre-ride warm-up. So groundwork can really be like whip exercises. That's something I do with my horses quite a lot, just because the whip is kind of like one of those tools that is often used as a threat. So with a new horse, and honestly, I've gotten new horses and I've worked with horses for clients before that I can immediately tell have been not treated the best with whips because they're immediately tense about it. So if you're just getting a new horse, get out the whip, the lunge whip or a short whip, and just do some exercises with it. Rub it on them, throw it on them, and pull them off. Same thing you can do with a lead rope. You can throw it at them, pull it off, throw it at them, pull it off, and just kind of see how they react. And it's just a good exercise to do to get them used to it if they are a little bit tense around it, and understand that the whip is just an extension of your arm and that it's not going to beat them every time you have it around. Number 4 is spook proofing, and this is actually something, even if you've had your horse for a long time, just is good to keep up with in general, because I notice, at least with my horses, I will do a whole bunch of spook proofing when I first get my horse, or am first training a horse. I'll do a bunch of spook proofing, and then I'll just kind of like get a little lax about it and not do as much of it anymore. But it's something really good to just keep up with, because I notice my horses, even though they are very broke, I've had Sugar for 15 years now, and even still, like, we'll see a yard waste bag on the side of the road, and she's like, oh God, I don't know what that is. So it's just something good to keep up with once in a while. And if you're just getting a new horse, you can really see how they react to different objects and things they might be afraid of and things they might not be afraid of. So it's really good to do, to just keep up with new horses, old horses. And it also helps establish a little bit of trust. So if your horse is hesitant about an obstacle or about an object, you can work through that with them on the ground and establish a little bit of trust and a relationship that way. 5 is bathing your horse. This doesn't need to be done all the time. If you're a beginner, horses don't need to be bathed very often. I personally only bathe my horses before a parade, if I'm taking them to a parade or a show. So they don't get bathed with soap very often. You can hose down your horses as much as you want. That's totally fine. But once in a while, if you feel like you haven't bathed your horse in a long time and you just want to go out and spend some time with them, you can definitely give them a bath with some purple shampoo to make them nice and shiny if you have a gray horse, and white. You can put a bunch of products, detanglers, soft coat stuff on them, and just hang out with them and kind of do that pampering stuff that you don't do on a regular basis. And that's a really good way to spend time with your horse. Some horses really enjoy baths, so if that's your horse, then they might appreciate that. I have a horse that loves to be sprayed with the hose, so she doesn't mind getting baths at all. I have a horse that definitely would rather not be touched with a hose, so I guess it's just whether your horse's preference is being bathed or not. But it's a good way to spend time with them if you haven't given them a bath in a while and they're just due for one. Number 6, I think we're on 6, is grazing your horse. This is a good option, even if your horse is on pasture where you board, or if you have your horse at home, even if they're on pasture, to just get them out. Spend some time with them in the yard and just sit with them while they graze. This kind of goes with the first one of just hanging out with your horse while they eat. You can just hang out with your horse while they graze in your yard and take them to new areas to be at peace with them while they munch, and some people find that very therapeutic. Got a little ASMR with the horses eating, but it's a great way to just relax and be with your horse, spend some time with them, just letting them graze. We actually have people that do that a lot at the barn that I work at. Even though most of the horses are on pasture, some of the boarders will just come get their horse, feed them their grain and their supplements, and then just walk them around the property while they eat grass. So don't feel weird, because people do it all the time. So this next one is kind of if your horse, I guess it doesn't really matter what your horse's turnout options are. If you turn out your horse in like a round pen or an arena with toys, you might get to know your horse a little bit, because some horses are super playful, some aren't, and it even might be a little desensitizing exercise. But if you have like one of those big yoga balls or a bunch of pool noodles, jolly balls, those toys that you can like put treats in and stuff, those are really good options and really good ways for you to just have some fun with your horse and make something kind of like a game for them. So in an arena or a round pen, if you put like some toys and stuff like that out there for them to explore, some horses will like kick the jolly balls around, and sometimes they'll like run and play with it, and it's really funny. My horses aren't that fun, but some horses are, especially if you have some young horses that enjoy that type of stuff, and it makes it a little game for them. So you could try that. Or jumps. Some people put jumps up for their horse and they just tear around and go over the jumps, and that's really funny too. I don't know which one we're on. 8? I think we're on 8. Massage your horse. So this is kind of one that takes some research, but there are different tools that you can buy. I used to have one and I don't know what happened to it, but it's like a little rubber curry that has those metal balls on it that you can like massage your horse's muscles and stuff with. A lot of horses really enjoy that. There's also a bunch of YouTube videos on how to give like muscle massages and just like simple ways you can DIY a little massage for your horse to help loosen up their muscles or just honestly make them feel good. And you might find like where your horse is more tense on their body and be able to work on that a little bit from home rather than always getting your horse a massage, which is also a great way to bond. If you don't feel comfortable working on your horse yourself, you can get them a massage from a body worker or a massage therapist. There's a whole bunch of people these days that are doing that. They also have like PEMF therapy with like the MagnaWave things. So those are several different options, but bonding with your horse is often done a lot better if you're doing it yourself. So you can definitely look up some different techniques and things to try to massage your horse after a ride, or even just at the barn if you're there and want to hang out with them. Now this next one is kind of taboo, but I do it once in a while. I haven't done it in a long time. I really should. But you can make your horse their own treats for like Christmas or for their birthdays if you know when your horse's birthday is, or their gotcha day when you first buy them if you don't know when their birthday is. A lot of people do this, I see on Instagram and stuff like that, but they'll make their horses like carrot cakes, or I've made my horses like little donuts. Actually, if you go way back on my channel several years ago, I have a whole bunch of videos of like different treat recipes that I tried. So I'll leave a link if I can find it in one of the corners here. But making your horses treats, I made them ice cream cones. I made them like little cannolis. I'm trying to think what else I have made them. I've made them all kinds of different recipes. So that's just something fun that you can do with your horse, and you could make them a whole bunch and give them all to your horse and see which ones they like better. But it's something fun to do. It's a little creative, and your horse will obviously enjoy it. So, but some horses are picky, so you can also learn like your horse, what your horse is picky at. Like some horses just don't like peppermints. My horse Sugar, she does not like sugar cubes. So if you like top something with a sugar cube, she probably won't eat it. She'll spit it out. So you can also, if you have a new horse, learn what type of treats that they do and don't like. This last one also takes a little bit of research, but you can teach your horse to do tricks. That's just something fun you can do with them outside of exercising, is just teaching them like how to smile. A lot of people do that. Teaching your horses how to bow, how to spin around. Actually, I have a friend, my friend Brooke, taught her horse how to look away to get a treat because her horse became super like nosy and in her space and stuff all the time looking for a treat. So she literally taught her horse to like turn her head away to get a treat. So it's like doing the opposite. She figured out that she didn't want the horse in her space getting a treat. So she taught her horse to like turn her head away to get a treat. So at the last endurance ride we went to together, her horse Aurora could smell treats in the vet's pocket, and so she kept like doing this thing, like turning her head away because she knew the vet had treats and she wanted a treat. So it was super cute. But you can teach your horse how to do a bunch of little random things like that and have fun with it. So anyway, that is all 10 things that I have to do with your horse for bonding purposes if you have a new horse. But you can also do these things if you've had your horse a long time, and just, you know, whatever you want to do. But they are good ways to kind of get to know your horse and have fun with them and build some sort of relationship with them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other requests on beginner type videos that you would like to see on this channel, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. Also check out the description box. I have all my social medias, including my TikTok, my Buy Me a Coffee, which you can donate to support this channel and the horses and all of the projects that I do on that I feature on this channel. So that's linked down below, as well as my Instagram and where you can buy merch. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. So, I don't want to hear it. Tic-tac. Yeah, no.